Hi, I'm Van Steinley with Twirlybyrd. Your customer, Primo Pools, just told you how much he loves Twirlybyrd. But he says he's having an issue with one of the jobs he recently built. He says that he didn't have to change his construction process at all, and that all he had to do was just make sure that his plaster applicator used Twirlybyrd housings instead of eyeballs. After that, he said he was able to come back and simply lock the Twirlybyrd faceplates into place. And immediately his spa had real hydrotherapy. He said that he's built quite a few jobs with Twirlybyrd, but one of them just wasn't as strong as he thought it should be. So I want to show you with our display tank a couple of reasons why that may be. The first thing to show you is your customer's expectations. Most builders' experience using jets have primarily been eyeballs, which are fine, but they're not very therapeutic. Eyeballs are things that we've been using over the years in place of leaving a bare piece of pipe cut off exposed. An eyeball produces the exact same jet feeling with or without the eyeball. Now when Primo Pools uses Twirlybyrd, he's going to notice that the strongest jet, our deep tissue, is just as strong as the eyeballs he was putting in before. And in fact, when he feels it with his hand, he'll probably notice that they're even a little stronger. And Primo loves this, but feeling it on your hand and sitting behind it for 20 minutes is completely different. When Primo feels the other Twirlybyrd jets, he may feel like they're not quite as strong. And that's okay, they're not a defect. Primo just needs to understand that if he wants his customer's jets to be as strong as a deep tissue feels, he'll need to increase the GPM greater than what he was using for eyeballs. That is, if he wants true hydrotherapy. So the second thing to show you is how a 1-inch Venturi tees perform far better than 1.5 inches. Now, if you tell Primo to consider switching to 1-inch Venturi tees, he's going to think you're crazy. After all, most builders think that they know more than you do, right? And we always know that bigger is always better.
That's what she said.
Well, not always. So here's a 1-inch Venturi, and here's an 1.5 inches. And if you look closely at both of these, you'll see that the size of the opening where the orifice is the exact same. Primo knows that there's a maximum amount of water in any given opening, no matter how strong your GPM is. Once it's reached that maximum, it can't fit any more water through it. It's what happens after the orifice that creates the real challenge. On a 1-inch Venturi, the mixture of air with water creates a nice, even jet action that can push the static water out of the way easily so that you can feel the power of the jet on your back. But in an 1.5 inch Venturi, that same mixture of water and air has to remove almost twice as much static water out of the way in order to work properly. If the mixture can't move it out of the way effectively, then there's no back pressure on the Venturi effect, causing it to fail. So to show you how this works, I'm going to turn the pump on, and I want you to listen to what happens when the airline when I simply squeeze my hand next to the open Venturi jet. So as you can see right now and you can hear, the airlines aren't really working. So I'm going to put my hand in and squeeze down, and as I squeeze down next to the Venturi jet, you're going to hear the air get louder as it starts sucking air down in and causing the Venturi. So I've squeezed it. Now I'm going to let go. No air. Squeeze it again, and we get Venturi. We get air. And let go. And no air. So to further illustrate this point, using Twirlybyrd, I'm going to change it over to the 1.5 inches. And I want you to notice how much stronger this one is over this one. What's the difference? They both have the same GPM. Well, it's a little secret. So I'm going to pull it out and show it to you. It's called the Nick Turner Special. What's so different about this one? Well, if I show you on the inside, you'll see that there's a 1-inch pipe inside of the 1.5 inches. And that 1-inch pipe effectively reduces the amount of static water and creates the back pressure on the Venturi, causing the right mixture of air and water to take place. Twirlybyrd is a game-changing product. it's going to completely change the way we all build pools and spas because it's so easy to use, because they can finally build a custom spa without the headaches and complicated jets. Twirlybyrd is just as simple to install as an eyeball, but it has all the benefits of real hydrotherapy. Some builders like Primo may run into a couple of challenges installing Twirlybyrd for their first few times. But now that you understand why real hydrotherapy may require a higher GPM than what guys are used to doing with eyeballs, and now that you understand the issues in using 1-inch Venturi tees, you can now help Primo build a better spa by offering his customers a better spa experience.